Hi, hello, I'm Azara, and this is a new episode of my podcast, La Revoltosa. And in today's episode, I'm just literally going to talk of how I felt when we performed Grief and my thoughts going back to the moment when we started rehearsing this play and talking about this play, and then until we did the performance. We had 3 shows, and that was 2 weeks ago. And I think going back to the other episodes I've done about this performance and about what we were doing at Ed's classes, and so I realized Ed was telling us from the beginning, think of the previous circumstances of your character. Listen, let what the other actor is saying to you affect you. Live the moment, be truthful, be real, react to what the other actor is saying to you. Walk like your character. Learn your lines. Really learn your lines. If you learn your lines, the base of the play is in the script. Follow the pace. Don't leave gaps in between lines where they are not. Don't leave beat before you answer back. Don't play your feelings, or like if you are sad, don't play you are sad. It comes across through the lines, so you don't really need to do much. Just learn your lines and be truthful to those lines. And I think something that he said as well was about devoicing. Like some actors have the tendency to devoice, which means they start to whisper when they are performing. And so he has told us this just from the beginning. And when we were having the gap in between our second performance and the third performance, so he was going around and giving some tips or things that we should do, or things that we were doing that we could perhaps improve. And I'm just gonna talk about myself, because it's me. It's about how I felt about performing and going through all this process. So I realized, like, he told me I do exactly that. I devoice, so I go down in my voice when I perform. And then he told me several times that I was like, well, he didn't say several times, but he did mention I was playing my feelings, and I didn't have to do that, and that I was leaving a bit in between answers. And so I was already not feeling. So from the first performance we did, I somehow I just didn't feel completely bond with the play. And I just don't know if it was because how we were doing, like, I don't really want it to sound as excuse, because I have performed before with just having like 2 rehearsals with my partner and then going into stage. So it was not about not doing a lot of rehearsals, but I guess like the gaps that they were in between. So we started as 8 actors when we got cast for the play, and then we went down to 7 actors. And then I had to miss 2 classes of performance, 2 weeks, sorry, of performance, of rehearsals, because I got ill. And then we had this break for Easter, and then back from Easter to uni, I rehearsed one scene I never did before, and so rehearsed it only once. And then that was like, I think 2 weeks before the performance. And then one of the actors with whom I was doing that scene, because of illness as well, like he has to pull out the play. So then we did rehearse that scene again with the actor that was reading, and I just don't know, I was like, I was not really seeing, I found it very difficult to be fully engaged with the play, and seeing the actions and feeling the character. I guess I got very detached from the play, and despite I learned my lines, but somehow I didn't make them mine. And then I felt it challenging to play 2 characters, and that they were different, quite different, and having to be on stage all the time, even though I was not doing all the scenes. I played scene number 2 and the scene before the last scene, so it was a big gap in between scenes. But I guess it's because I don't have that much experience. But I need to have time for myself. So if I am performing, if I'm doing 2 different things the same night, which I have done before, I need to have time for me to detach and to be on my own world, to put myself for the second performance. But because we were on the stage, so we were kind of audience, so I didn't really could do that, and I found that challenging. And so yeah, I found challenging to go into the second character and not really fully understanding the situation of the second character. So I will just explain, like, my second character was the mother of a girl who committed suicide, and this is just after the funeral of this girl, and one guy is coming to the house. So he's completely wet because it has been raining outside. So she's just, giving him some towels and making some tea for him. And then she has this dynamic with the father, with her husband, the father of her daughter, which you can understand, like they have some issues in between them, like perhaps they have been married for many, many years. And sometimes in some relationships, you come into this point that you cannot stand each other, or you believe the other person is the reason why things went that way, like went completely wrong, or it's like the other person is the one who was hurting your child, like emotionally, or was hurting you, or like, I don't know, many reasons. And so as I was understanding, so for me was, okay, so it has been the funeral of my daughter, so should be sad. So said that, it's not like I was thinking like to go crying, so not playing your emotions, which I understand, but even though if I'm playing like I'm happy or like I'm cheerful or I'm very polite, which is like what I went for at the end, I should be sad inside. And I was not really understanding, like I was doing that and I was being told I was playing my emotions, and I was like, I just simply cannot understand like how I could do it without playing my emotions, which I thought I was not playing my emotions. So I could not see what was going on. I could not see what I was doing, that it was so wrong. So it was really pulling me off, that scene. I was not really feeling that scene completely. My first scene, which was scene 2, we rehearsed it a bit more, and I really liked my partner in the scene, Sammy Joe, and as well, I had some issues of like finding the character, because I felt like I was given a lot of directions of like, you're high because you haven't been sleeping. Yes, but you don't move because you are completely lost, because what you're doing is not right, and you don't understand what's happening. Then you're not apologizing for what you have done. Yes, don't get the aggressive tone of your boss. So I was a bit lost of how to play that character, because I do understand, as an actor, you take choices of how to do what are the actions that you're gonna do, what you're gonna feel, and as we were told, and this is something I never thought about. I didn't think about it in that way, and then one day Ed told us, and I thought, yes, it does make sense, which is like, don't play the most natural thing, play what it serves you most, like what people want to see, or what is more interesting to see, rather than what is the natural thing that would happen perhaps in real life. So in my scene, my characters, I was thinking, okay, I'm 20 something, I'm in this advertising agency, and I've been given this big job. So, and then apparently I've done it like completely grown. So I was thinking, okay, if you hide because perhaps you have been taking cocaine, because you have been working all night, and like you have this high of when you're doing the things. So you're super high. So if you're super high, you move a lot, you talk fast, and okay, that's not. Okay, so then you're completely confused. If you are completely confused and you're 20 something, and you have really done something wrong when you should have not done that. So I feel I should apologize. I want to apologize. So you're forgiving me for doing such a huge mistake, but no, I don't have to apologize. So I have to be confident of what I'm doing, but I don't have to convince my boss of what I've doing, what I've been doing, or what I did. So I was honestly a bit confused of how to play my character. And then while we were rehearsing, I had this idea of like, it just came natural. So what we have been always told is like, follow your instincts. And what it has been repeated so many times by so many different teachers I had, and actually my teachers yesterday he mentioned it as well, like go big, you know, like in acting, especially in theater, like almost nobody goes like put it down, like go big, you know, like get it out. So I had this idea of like doing something very stupid with the table, or it was moving up and down. And at the moment I thought it was very funny, but then I found myself doing that movement during the performance when I didn't really feel like doing it. And I felt it was a bit forced. And in the second performance we did, I thought, okay, just gonna bring this character to a nonsense. Like I'm gonna bring my character to a point of being a bit absurd with what he's doing, and see what happens. Exaggerate your gestures and the things that you do, like do them big, do them obvious, do them not naturalistic. So I did that, and I was having fun. I thought, yeah, it's like just play around with your characters. Like, why not? You know, it's like you are at uni, this is for learning, go for it. And I did that, and I saw the people responding, like people laughing of the absurd of my character. But then I got this feedback of, no, you had to do in the top because you were not doing your lines. I was like, wow. So I didn't get that. So I would say like from this performance, my take or my learning I take from it is perhaps working harder. I just don't know. It is the first time that I had this type of experience of like not knowing where I am and not knowing what I'm doing and feeling so out of the play. And I could not really know why. What was the reason? Like I was not engaging with the play, and or I would say with my scenes rather than with the play. I enjoyed, I really liked the play. I think the script was good. At the beginning, I was not really getting the script. More I got into the script, more I rehearsed and read it. I really like it. But somehow, yes, I don't know. It's like I was blunt, like out of the game. So yeah, I would say my experience from here is like somehow you have to make yourself being part of the performance. If naturally it's not happening, you have to find a way that you're gonna resonate with your character and with your scene. So that's number one. Number two is devoicing. So I was devoicing, and I noticed I did that in my third performance, which is not great because I should have not been thinking about, do I devoice? Do I don't? So I should have been in second circle, as one of my teachers says, so on the play rather than first circle, thinking about myself or what I'm doing. So I noticed I was devoicing. I was like, oh, yes, it's right. I do that. So I've done performance before and I don't remember I was devoicing, but I do. And actually yesterday when I was reading, my teacher was like, oh, can you read a bit louder so I can hear you? So the devoicing thing has come really deep into me. I don't know why, but I felt this, yes, this insecurity of am I gonna do it again? Am I gonna bring my voice back? So I know that's something to work on, like the voice. So one of the things that you can do about it is singing. Like I've been told, like singing by some of my teachers, like singing every day a tiny bit, excusing yourself to neighbors before you start if you are not amazing, but going for it. So that helps to let the chords work, and perhaps like you to project and bring your voice out. That's one thing. Taking as well from display is about not playing your emotions. And I guess the learning I took from display, the biggest one I would say I took from it could be work. So you should have I don't know how they say it. I don't know the word in English. I'm pretty sure there is one. In Spanish they say tener tablas, which means like you have been so many times in a stage, you have been so many times on stage that it just becomes a natural thing. So because you have done it so many times, you're like snap on it. And that's for everything in this life. So it's not about acting. When more experience you have doing something, easier it comes. So in my case, I think I need to work more on that, which means like doing more performances, doing more shorts, just working in projects nonstop. And that's what I've been doing so far, like since the performance. So I've been working a lot. I've been a lot in films and applying for different doing different castings for different projects. But yeah, so as an actor it's like you have to work in so many things in your life, like your voice, your physicality, your mental wellness, plus acting, learning lines. So there's so much to do. So I guess my biggest take is that one. Like I need to do more projects and have more experience, so I'm not finding myself again in that situation of like not truly feeling like I belong to the play. And then instead of really enjoying doing the play, I was like, please, let's this to end, like let's it finish. It's like I don't want to know anything about this anymore, because I'm not enjoying. I'm feeling forced to be here, and I don't want to be here. So as I always say, it's like whatever happens in your life is like you can get something positive out of it. So despite I couldn't say this was a great experience for me, like how I felt performing, how I think I did it, and how it was, I think it was a very good learning experience that I take with me, and I will try to improve since this performance. I think Ed was a very good director. Like he was giving us a lot of tips from the beginning. He was on us all the time, like working hard in the rehearsals. And I feel a bit bad from my side, because I think I didn't give as much as he gave to us. So I think that's a bit unfair. And so, and saying that is like, it's something that more I go into acting and more I'm into this world as an actor, more I see. And in film, I've been told about this before in a different environment, but it's like the wellness, your mental wellness is so important as an actor, because you have some, and I mean, all of us, we do, So don't get me wrong, it's like you have so many things in your life going on, but as an actor, you are your tool. Your body is your tool, your mind is your tool, your voice is your tool. So somehow you have to let whatever is around you out, because you have a performance and you have to deliver, and you have to do it, and you have to get your mind out of it. So, and when I'm saying this, I'm not only thinking about the moments when you perform, but simply like about learning your lines. So you have to learn your lines, so you have to find time to learn your lines, but not only, you know, memorizing your lines like line by line and going. It's like working on it, like reading the script several times, doing perhaps some exercises like practicing the walks. So you have to work on your character, and you have to take time out for that, and you have to be able to focus on that. So letting your mind out of things, and that is something I'm seeing with this performance, is like what I personally noticed, that I think that was my issue. I guess after I got sick, I don't know. I just don't know if it's related to the illness that I got or it's not, but I was feeling so tired after, like while I was sick and after. So it was really difficult for me to sit down and learning lines. I was just feeling very, very tired and not having my mind focus to learn something. So I was like, okay, I cannot learn something, I'm just gonna do this, that I need to do it, and it's automatic, so I don't have to think about it much. So I have worked on. So I'm pretty sure that that's the reason why I didn't go so deep into my lines. I did learn them eventually, but I didn't embody my lines. And my learning out of that is that it's like, it doesn't matter, you know. It's like if you're sick, you're sick, but you have to somehow overcome wherever is around you, because you have to do this, because then the day of the performance comes and you're not fully there, and you feel awful because everyone has been working around and doing their bit, and there's so much effort that others have put, and it's just not fair, not for you and not for the other people. At the time, I thought I did the most that I could. In regards of learning my lines, thinking about my characters, I thought I did as much as I could. Looking back after the performance, how I felt is, I felt like, no, you should have done more. And that's a question I have. That's a question, like, for me to think about, of to wonder, like, did you really do as much as you could, or you didn't? Did you excuse yourself because you were unwell, and then you were feeling very tired for a long period of time, or you were just lazy? And so it's just learning. It's a learning process. It's a thought, and just to take out with you. So if you have something to do, do it. And if you have 10 things to do them. Like, find the time to do it, because there's a deadline for this. And if you are not prepared as an actor, when you're delivering, that's gonna be shown on your performance, and you don't want to do that. So yeah, I guess that's my take from from the experience of doing this play, and experience about being an actor at this stage of the master. And yes, I guess I can sum it up in work, work, work. Well, that was everything for today. I think it's a very long episode today. I apologize for like going on and on and on for half an hour. But yeah, sometimes it happens. Have a really beautiful day, and I might gonna see you in another episode. Thank you. Bye.